Hi everyone, welcome to the Guelph Aramosa Nature Center. My name is Brooke and this is Jordan, and we will be your trip leaders for the day. Today our intention for our walk is to immerse ourselves into the plant world. We're going to be going on a hike to learn about how to identify local native edible plants, how to ethically harvest them, and to understand them as a really important part of the local ecosystem here. Before we go, we're going to take a few minutes to have a chat about safety, because keeping ourselves safe is a collective responsibility, and so it's really important that we work really hard during this conversation to pay close attention, to ask any questions that we might have, to make sure that today goes really smoothly and that we all stay as safe as possible. So today for our hike, it's looking like a really beautiful day outside. It's about 25 degrees Celsius and the forecast is full sun. It's about 10 a.m. So we'll leave here after a chat today and we'll have the day wrapped up and ready to go back at the nature center by 2 p.m. this afternoon. There will be ample opportunity for you to take snack breaks, lunch breaks along the trail. Today, our motto is it's about the journey and not the destination. So we don't have a fixed schedule other than our start and our end time. So whenever you feel the need to stop for some food or some water, feel free to let us know and we will do that. And also, we'll be stopping lots to be looking at the plants along the way, anyways. The terrain that we're walking on is fairly level. It's likely that people with a wide variety of mobility and fitness levels will easily be able to join us on our walk today. However, if at any point during the walk you find yourself struggling to keep up with the group, please let one of us know and we will adjust our pace. During our walk today, there are going to be three main hazards to be looking out for. The first one is that being the middle of the summer right now, it is tick season. Ticks are small little bugs insects that attach themselves to your skin, and they like to feed on your blood. And they can be very dangerous because they carry something called Lyme disease, which is a very serious illness that is really hard to cure. So we want to prevent that from happening as much as possible. So the best way to prevent a tick bite is to wear long shirts, long pants with your pants tucked into your socks, so that they have a harder time accessing your skin. And when you get home today, one of the first things that you should do is to do a tick check. So make sure that you are looking at all of the hot spots. They like warm areas in your skin, so under your armpits, in the creases of your groin. They'd like to be on your back or like sometimes behind your ears. So make sure you're checking everywhere on your body. Get a close friend or family member to help you if there's like any spots that you can't quite see. And so that's the best way to prevent a tick bite. If you do see a tick on you at any point on our walk today, Jordan and I will both have tick keys that we can use to safely remove them. So that should cover you there. The second hazard that we need to be looking out for are tripping hazards. So there are a lot of trees where we are going, and trees oftentimes have roots sometimes that are like sticking out of the ground. And so we need to be mindful of where we are stepping to make sure that we're not going to trip over any roots or rocks that could potentially end up in a sprained or broken ankle. So mindful walking is the best way to go about that. And then lastly, as with any plant identification walk where the intention is to learn about edible plants in particular, there's always there's always the risk that you will misidentify a plant, touch it, or consume it, and have that plant potentially be poisonous and not the plant that you thought. So in order to avoid that, please be sure that you are 100% certain that you have correctly identified any plant that you intend on touching or ingesting. And if you are uncertain, like even just like 1% uncertain that you just, want to make sure that this plant is actually what you think it is, please do ask Jordan and I to help you out there. If you do end up spraining your ankle or hurting yourself in some way, and Jordan and I are like on the opposite end of the trail line, like down a few people, and you can't quite yell to us and you can't move, there are a few hand signals that you can use to get our attention and to let us know how you're doing. If we go like this to you, it's us asking if you're okay. And if you go like this back to us, it means that yes, you are in fact okay. If you go like this, put your arms in an X shape above your head at any point, that means that you are not okay and we know that you are in need of assistance. So, in terms of your responsibilities as participants, it is up to you to let us know if you have any medical conditions that may impact you at all during the duration of this trip, or if you're taking any medications that we should know about. Also, this is a drug and alcohol free trip, so if you, for whatever reason, have any of those things on your person, please go and put that away in your car to do at a later date, not on this trip with us. And also, it is your responsibility to let us know if you see anything happening around you that is unsafe, or if an accident happens or there's an incident that we need to be aware of. Please do let us know. That is part of, everybody's responsibility to keeping us all safe. In terms of food, we will not be providing any food to you other than what we find on the trail today. So if for whatever reason you do have an allergic reaction to something that you ingest, if somebody else made your lunch and didn't know you had an allergy, Jordan and I both have EpiPens in our knapsacks, so we should be able to respond to that situation, and we're only about 3 kilometers away from the nearest hospital, so we will be able to get you out and seeing medical attention as quickly as possible. But please do feel free to let us know if you have an allergy that you think we should be aware of. Yeah, so all in all, today we want to make sure that everybody is as safe and happy as possible, and that also means that we are treating each other with the highest level of respect, and that we are also treating the land that we are on with a lot of respect, because we are Mother Nature's guests today, and that's kind of the behavior that we as trip leaders are expecting everybody in this group to uphold themselves to. After this chat, Jordan will be passing out some waiver forms for everybody to sign, which kind of just goes into even more detail regarding all of the things that I've went over today with you all. So please read it over carefully, sign it, and hand it back to us before we go. Lastly, we're going to talk about some personal equipment suggestions that we have. We're not using any group equipment today on our walk, but in terms of things that you should have with you today include waterproof shoes. We might encounter some muddy terrain or wet ground. So to keep yourself comfortable, waterproof shoes is a really good idea. Again, long sleeve shirts, long sleeve pants to prevent any bug issues, to protect yourself from the sun. The sun is also a potential hazard today. So make sure that you have sunscreen, that you're wearing a hat, that you're drinking lots of water. We recommend that everybody has at least 1 liter of water per person today, and that you are being vigilant about drinking that water so that you don't get dehydrated while we're out on our trip today. And if you would like to have your own little first aid kit, because we're going to talk about that next, the first aid kits, but if you'd like to have your own, we have some extras that if you would like to bring that with you, you are more than welcome to do so. Jordan has a radio with him, which connects back, will always be enraged and connect back to the radio that is here with the park rangers at the nature center. And after I'm done chatting, he will give you a demonstration about how to use that. So if an emergency situation were to take place, I, being the main trip leader, will take control and be the one making decisions about how to proceed depending on what the situation that arises is. If you are not hurt or injured, please do make yourself available and on standby for any instructions that I may have to give to you to help the situation move along. If if Jordan or myself gets hurt, please do your best to remain calm, to stay together as a group, and to use the radio that Jordan will show you in a moment to call back to the call center to ask for help. And they will send somebody who is fully first aid trained and can organize the situation as best and safely as possible. We both have first aid kits again in our knapsack, so if you should need anything in terms of band-aids, gauze, tensor, wraps, anything like that, do let us know. And also, just for your own peace of mind, we are never going to be without cell service. We will be in continual service throughout our day today. So if you feel the need to call for assistance outside of the group for any reason, you will be able to do so. So that brings us to the end of our safety talks today. If you have any questions, please do feel free to let us know and I'll be happy to answer them.